Now, Stephen, I would request you to go and do some research, because the same generals who leveled allegations against us recently came in the press, and General Nasir Akhtar, the Corps Commander, the then Corps Commander, now the Chief of Army Staff is dead, the Asif Nawaz Zangia, please hold your horses, and the General Nasir Akhtar said on the television that all those allegations against MQM was fabrication. Then the Brigadier Asif Hadin, who had also invented a map accusing MQM of a separatist party, also came on the television recently. And I have the dates.
You've done your research, I've done mine. All I can tell you is that and also the record of the MQM, and we've talked about 1992, but it isn't just about 1992. We could talk about the Jane's intelligence reports from 2003, which showed evidence of the MQM raising money through extortion, drug smuggling, international criminal networks. Or we could fast forward to 2007, when the MQM was accused by many parties of orchestrating violence to prevent the Chief Justice of Pakistan making an entry in Karachi, which left at least 40 people dead. There are all these accusations over many, many years, and you can bring it up right to the present day, which suggests the MQM has not left violence behind.
MQM is alleged to be involved in violence. Otherwise, fast forward to 2010, this is the Herald of last month. This says past imperfect. It's the same journalists, the Jane Defense Weekly and the Herald and the Newsline, etc., who blackened reams and reams of paper accusing MQM, said that the accusation against MQM of killing the Hakim Saeed, the governor of Sindh, was absolutely false and fabricated, and also
Mr. Anwar, why do you not either let Mr. Altaf Hussain go to Pakistan and make his case before a court, where of course he is wanted on very serious charges, and prove, just as you believe you can prove to me, that there is no foundation to any of it? Or, if you cannot do that, why do you not find a new generation of MQM leaders who are not tainted by the record that we've just discussed?
Now, it's not only me who's claiming this. Colonel Iqbal Khan Niazi, the former Director General of Intelligence Bureau.
Mr. Anwar, I've just asked you a very different question. It seems to me you have a choice in your organization. You know that a plethora of international organizations still accuse you of crimes and of different activities which run counter to your political stated ambitions. You have a choice. You could either have your leadership go back to Pakistan and fight the case in the courts, or you could find a new generation of untainted leaders.
How on earth? Now hold on a second. Why would we find a new generation of leader when the followers are happy with the leaders that we have at the moment? But why would we risk their lives? Now, having experienced what has happened to Dr. Imran Farooq in London, and having experienced what happened to Benazir Bhutto in Pakistan, why would we risk life of Mr. Altaf Hussain, and why would we seeking leaders for new generation? Because the history is replete that whoever raised his voice or stood against the status quo was leveled and crushed by maligning and propaganda against him, and those who raised the violent propaganda in the history were again the media men, the NGOs, etc.
You asked me why would you do it? Why would you do it? My answer to that question would be quite simple. You would do it if you wanted to begin an effort to lift Pakistan out of communal politics. If you wanted to create a new Pakistan, you say your party is liberal, it is secular, it wants a national movement for a more liberal Pakistan. One way of doing it would be to send a signal from inside your own organization to find new leaders.
Mr. Hussain is doing a fine job, he just raised his voice.
But as we've discussed, he is associated with all of the violence that is
as a result of the propaganda, and it seems that the British media and the British NGOs and everyone is overwhelmed by the propaganda spread or raised by the Pakistani establishment. So we do not believe what Pakistani establishment says. We believe that we are clean, and our followers, those who vote again and again, in great numbers, increasing the numbers of our elected members are not stupid, and their sagacity should not be challenged. So therefore, those who vote us are the most literate in Pakistan.
Well, I'll tell you who we had on this program not long ago who provides an interesting insight into what you just said. Salman Ahmed's a hugely popular Pakistani singer, a sort of pop musician.
He has inherited from MQM.
He is an opponent of extremism in all its forms.
You ask anyone.
I just want to quote to you words from him. He was speaking after Imran Khan, the cricketer, spoke out about the MQM and called it a fascist movement. And Salman Ahmed said, I applaud Imran Khan for speaking the truth about Altaf Hussain and his goons. I think the time has come for Pakistanis to stand up and be counted. Do you want to live as a citizen of a country with dignity and your rights protected, or as a slave in somebody's fiefdom?
No. The MQM is the most democratic party, and his language reflects that he has a hatred, inherent hatred for...
Because he said over 15 years he's been repeatedly...
No. Why should
MQM inside Pakistan?
Is he a sacred cow? Hold on a second. And why his words should be so gospel? And why, if MQM is such a wrong party, bad party, how is he...
Hold on a second. Do you believe MQM goes around threatening people?
Absolutely not. Otherwise, how is he enjoying freely moving and everything? That's contradicting. He himself is contradicting, and again manifesting the hatred against the MQM. Otherwise, he's enjoying his freedom, is there? So if we were such a bad people, we would have killed him by now. Hold on a second. We would have killed him by now.
But I was going to try and give you a perspective on the question.
The perspective is that you also need to ask those people, why do you hate MQM? Because they are the beneficiary of the feudal system, they are the beneficiary of the political corrupt system, and MQM stands against the corruption, so therefore they would support their mentors, not the MQM.
You have, throughout this interview, indicated to me that you believe Pakistan is still in the grip of a feudal, old-style politics, which is fundamentally unfair to the people you represent.
Fundamentally unfair to 98% of the people.
Is that why Altaf Hussain, your leader in exile, whom we've discussed at such length, called just a few weeks ago what seemed to be a call for a military coup inside Pakistan, suggesting that only the military could clean up Pakistan's government? Is that what the MQ...
No, he did not say that. Now, this is what you have got from Pakistani media. You are clearly seen to be influenced by the Pakistani media, what he has said. Now, and I'm glad you asked this question. I'm really glad, Stephen, that you have. Now, what he said, now you need to clearly understand. He said, look, to the generals, you see, MQM is the only party which criticized the military and the ISI, and I have seen the great leaders of Pakistan trembling every time Mr. Hussain used the word army and the ISI. You see, I stand witness to all that. And having criticized and having faced military operation, we lost 15,000 workers of the MQM, including the brother and the... Hold on.
We're short of time. I just want to ask you a very simple question to finish with. I'm confused about what the MQM wants. You have railed against the current state of Pakistan in this interview, and yet your own colleagues in the MQM prop up the national government and sit in government in the province of Sindh. What does the MQM actually want for Pakistan?
We want to end the feudal system. We want to establish an egalitarian order where everyone has equal rights and enjoy the rights and benefits in all sphere of life. And again, going back to what Mr. Hussain had said, not invited the generals, he said, look, you have abrogated law many times, the constitution, for your own benefit and to protect the rule of the feudal lord.
You've supported the army in the past. You've been the ultimate opportunist party. You've supported the military. You've supported different political parties.
Absolutely.
You will do whatever it takes to keep your interests in Karachi.
That people of your Union is so overwhelmed. Look, when Musharraf came, we were the only party who boycotted the local body election, terming the Musharraf government as unconstitutional, while all other parties, the upholder of democracy, including People's Party and others, participated in that election. So how can we be blamed for supporting the military?
Muhammad Anwar, we have to leave it there, unfortunately, but thank you very much for being on HardTalk.
Thank you very much.